Is currently meeting with President Jacob Zuma at Mahlambandlovu in Pretoria. The meeting is expected to discuss President Zuma's departure from office and to determine whether he will deliver the State of the Nation address on Thursday. The National Executive and Working Committees had resolved last month that the top 6 officials handle the process of transition. Our reporter Ofentse Settimo is in Pretoria and he joins us now. Ofentse, thanks for joining us again. Now, has there been any developments since the last time we spoke?
All indications are that the meeting between the ANC's top 6 and the incumbent state president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, is currently underway behind those walls. Earlier on, we saw a couple of motorcades actually pass by, escorted by law enforcement agencies. Some of them, among those that we saw, was your Jesse Duarte, and we also saw Ace Mahashule actually pass through here, escorted by the law enforcement agencies in blue lights. Earlier on, before then, we actually saw 2 choppers, and from the unconfirmed reports that we have, they are that it was the ANC president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, flew all the way from Limpopo, where he was earlier on, to this particular meeting, and he was accompanied by the ANC's deputy president, Mr. Didi Mabuza, who also landed here. According to the eyewitnesses, or the people who were actually here when the choppers were actually flying abound, they were saying that it was 2 choppers that actually landed here. So all speculation is rife that it could be the ANC president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, and the ANC deputy president, Mr. Didi Mabuza. Now, what is actually transpiring behind those walls, which is through gate 10, which is the entrance through the presidential guest house, it's unclear to all of us who are actually out here, but all speculation is rife that among the top 6 of the ANC, we could find that they are actually divided over the incumbent Mr. President Jacob Zuma, that he should actually step down before the State of the Nation address sometime next week. But it's not yet clear. We don't have any information as to whether he would be recalled or whether he would actually be the one to issue the State of the Nation address, to issue the statement to the nation as to whether how the country will face the forthcoming year, So as things stand, we saw a couple of people actually come through the entrance of gate 10, through which you go to the presidential guest house. But as things stand, we are still speculating as to what is actually transpiring there. But speculation is rife that the top 6 could actually be divided, as media reports prior to this particular meeting was that the deputy SG and Ace Mahashule were of a view that the incumbent president Jacob Zuma has to finish off his term before he can be called off. But while the ANC president was in Davos, there was an indication that the issue of him actually stepping down would be carefully managed to ensure that there is no conflict in the country and that there is no conflict within the ruling ANC. But it's not yet clear, as I mentioned earlier, as to whether what is exactly going to transpire. So time will tell as to whether Mr. Jacob Zuma will actually be asked to step down, or maybe they might use an impeachment to actually compel him to step down. Back to studio.
Thank you very much, Ofentse. We'll be crossing to him throughout the bulletin for that developing story. Now,